Greetings, this is Superdan dealing in the desert. Cigar review number 5E as we look at the Oliva Serie O in Torpedo. This is a Nicaraguan Puro that boasts a dark Habano seed wrapper. Serie O is a triumph for Olivia, making the Cigar Aficionados top 50 cigars, along with a 94 rating. According to the magazine, the smoke is delicious with a salty earth flavor, punctuated by tasty dried cherries and hints of cocoa and cedar. Well, we'll find out as Superdan reviews this cigar with y'all on May 4th. May the force be with you. Let's light her up. Welcome to another fabulous cigar review, Superdan dealing in the desert. That's right, it is May 4th. May the force be with you, right? Star Wars Day. I'm wearing my Yoda shirt. I got my Cigar, and we're gonna review this sucker. The Oliva Serie O Torpedo size. I'm always excited when I try a Torpedo cigar because usually that means it's well constructed, which is very important. And I don't know what's in my hair. Very importante. When you're smoking a cigar, you want a cigar that's, it's gonna have good construction, not unravel on you, not get dry. Feels very good. Just the right amount of give. Not too soft, not too hard. Smells a little bit of cedar. A little bit of cedar is what I'm getting. So we're gonna cut this bad boy, light it up, and you're gonna come with me as we review this cigar, and Superdan's gonna take a walk at the same time. So I need to get my walk in and my review in. Why not get it both in at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Kill two birds with one stone, eh? One stone, eh? All right, so let's light the sucker up, get into the first third, see how it develops, and we're gonna talk about some things, a lot more things than just the last review of school bus driving. I'll touch a little bit on that, but yeah, we're gonna veer off that topic and talk about something else. Now, Superdan never knows what he's gonna talk about on these cigar reviews. I don't have any notes, I just talk whatever comes up to my head. That happened to be cigar reviews. Bus driving. But we got things to talk about all this serious push for vaccines, about why the hell are we still wearing masks, about we're way over a year since this pandemic started. What the hell's going on, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that. Just remember, follow the money, follow the money, follow the money. You ever want things to make sense? Follow the money trail. One of the best things I was ever taught in college when I was taking political science classes, trying to understand what the hell's going on in this crazy world. 99 out of 100 times, it's about the money. Nice taste. Nice draw. I mean, the construction is just flawless, which I was expecting. Taste is not bitter at all. Smooth, kind of buttery. A little bit of black pepper, buttery. Medium strength right now. Medium strength. I like it. All right, so let me get ready. We'll go for a quick walk and we'll keep smoking this cigar. See how things progress. So somebody asked me, Superdan, what's it like getting into being a school bus driver? Getting into school. And I tell them, imagine you don't know how to swim. You got two instructors. They throw you in a pool and then they tell you how to swim. It's kind of like that's what it was like. Literally the second day you're out there in traffic driving a 40-foot bus in traffic. So it's like you're either gonna sink or swim. There's no velvet gloves on it. It's pretty hardcore course, and it was designed that way because they got to have people that know what they're doing. You got kids in the bus, you know, probably the most precious cargo there is. They got to have drivers who know what they're doing. So it was pretty intense, but of course Superdan got through it with sheer will and tenacity. But of course, if you don't know already, I exited as soon as I started because I couldn't make the scheduling work. Back to the cigar, it has, you know, that Nicaraguan Puro taste, and I'm trying to come up with words on it. It's sort of like a cross between like a deep Maduro, and it's like a medium between a deep Maduro and a Connecticut. You know, it's in the middle. It's kind of like in the middle. I almost want to say I'm getting a licorice taste, but it's not. It's faint, like a black licorice. Maybe that's there on the aftertaste. But I still can't get over the buttery smooth draw of this Torpedo cigar. And I always notice that Oliva, always that I've had, has a nice cigar, nice make of their cigars. You know, very pleasant. So yeah, this is my neighborhood. I already know who's coming up behind me. It's the guy who rides his bike around the neighborhood all the time. No idea what he does, but like clockwork. Just rides around the neighborhood. Maybe we'll catch him. No, did we not catch him? No. We didn't catch him. So it's a beautiful day today in Las Vegas. I would say it's probably in the high 80s, low 90s right now. It was 100 a couple days ago, but kind of died down a little bit. But the heat is coming. Don't you worry about that. The heat is coming in Vegas. We're opening up slowly. Sisolak put out the word that this is going to be 100% opening up June 1st, but we still got to wear the stupid masks. Why? I'm not really sure. No, I don't think anybody's really sure why we still wear those damn things. But we are. So, vaccines. Now, I 99.999% certain I had the COVID back in February of last year. For 2 weeks I was sick. I had a cold, like a head cold. Lost my taste and smell for 4 days. But we didn't really know what it was back then. We just thought it was a bad head cold. I went through like 2 or 3 bottles of NyQuil. Then we found out one of the classic symptoms of COVID is loss of taste and smell. So, pretty sure I got it. But then, you know, the vaccines came out, Johnson & Johnson, which is kind of like fading now. And Pfizer, whoever spends the most money wins. Pfizer is spending more money than Johnson & Johnson. Pfizer wins. That's what it's about. And I got the first Pfizer vaccine just less than a week ago. And the reason is that my work was offering 4,000 tier credits, something like that, something that came out to about 30 or 40 bucks on the total reward shopping. So I was like, what the hell, I'll do it. You know, I ain't scared. I already had the damn thing. I already had the coronavirus. So did it. I was fine, a little oozy for about an hour, but that was it. And my arm was a little hurt. Listen, I was in the Navy. And if any of you were in the military, you remember that line of doctors and nurses that would shoot you up left and right and give you that peanut butter shot. After you go through that, and I got the anthrax vaccines too. So, you know, I'm not saying that I'm anti or pro vaccine. I am just saying that I've survived a lot of different types of vaccines. This is just another one. You know, and basically it's herd immunity is what it is. They're just trying to give people a little bit of the COVID to speed up the process of everybody getting that herd immunity, and then we go back to whatever normal was, which will probably never go purely back, but somewhat back. Anyway, I'm enjoying this day. I'm enjoying this cigar. It's really good. Catch you in a little bit. So we're back at the Casa de Superdan, and I'm going to do Big Richo Hail and tell you what I taste. Boy, it's moving fast. We're already almost halfway through. I haven't been smoking that long. Here we go. Definitely getting that salt that I was talking about earlier from Cigar Aficionado. Getting that salt, getting that cocoa. Pretty accurate description of this smoke right so far. Very pleasant. No ashy taste at all. Very smooth. Smoke output is right on. Draws nice and easy, but not too easy. Very pleased, very pleased. We have to talk about something, about the elephant in the room. YouTube, which is owned by Google, is still waging war against cigars, tobaccos, firearms, but you know, in our case, cigar reviewers. They don't like them because they are anti-tobacco. The thing about freedom is protecting people's right to be free to do things that you may not agree with. That's how freedom works. And I understand that Google is a private corporation and they can run their sites as they deem fit. There's really no alternative to YouTube out there, really. I tried Tumblr. It has its major drawbacks. Let's just put it that way. But I mean, YouTube is basically the boy on the block, and I'm thinking that they should probably be broken up. As a monopoly. That goes for Twitter, that goes for Facebook, and that goes for YouTube. They need to be broken up. It's a monopoly, but they definitely have a lot of influence in society right now. Arguably, maybe the most influence in society, and that's the major issue. And I'm surprised that the Supreme Court hasn't made any rulings on that yet. I'm surprised the Supreme Court hasn't jumped in on, people getting fired just to say things that other people may find controversial, but are not hurting anybody, you know. I'm surprised that they haven't stepped in on that, but they haven't. I should say I'm a little bit surprised. I'm not totally surprised because I know that they are subject to the political winds as well. You know, just because you're a Supreme Court justice doesn't mean you don't bleed. You don't think that happens in government? You don't think people get threatened or killed or blackmailed? Interesting times, my friend, interesting times. Technology may have changed, but human beings haven't changed. The powerful just want to be more powerful. The people who have the gold want more gold. And they don't want you to have much gold. You can have some gold, but not a lot of gold, so to speak. So I'm not really much surprised by much. Yeah. I'm kind of like, I hope for the best, but I expect the worst. The skeptic optimist. Not even an optimist, maybe just a skeptic, but band came right off. Oh, yeah, yeah. As I said many videos ago, as the population increases, government also increases. And as the population gets less educated, there's more and more oppressive government. You see it all over the world. Most countries in the world have some sort of authoritarian or autocratic government. It's true. Look it up. Wikipedia will support me in that comment. What makes you think the United States is any different? The Democrats are making moves to be the ones in power. Both parties are sellouts, but I think the Democrat Party was willing to sell out more easily bribed, more easily corrupted. I'm not saying that the Republicans are not corrupted. Trust me, they are, but they're more so. And they're setting up a situation that's in place where they eventually will be the party in power for decades and decades. The tree of liberty from time to time needs to be soaked by the blood of patriots. That's what Thomas Jefferson said way back in 1775, whenever he said that damn thing. It's still true today as it was then. Until blood is shed, you're really not going to see much change. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. So, where does all this lead? Well, I think it's going to lead to an autocratic, authoritarian system in the United States, which some argue we're already in. Maybe we are. I don't know. Maybe the two-party thing is all a facade anyways. Maybe it is. I mean, really, everything is executive order and judicial decision anyways. So, but regardless, we still have the right to smoke cigars, thankfully. We still have the right to make YouTube videos. I still have the right to leave my house and go to work, I guess. So, you know, we still have a few rights left. Brian Glenn from Cigar Obsession is almost off of YouTube. He's kind of weighing his options because YouTube is clamping down on him because he's an influencer. And they know it. And he's a cigar reviewer. And they know it. Superdan, they don't really care that much. I'm not a big, huge influencer. I have a small following. So they don't, you know, they're probably not going to come after me right away. But I think eventually they will. They've already taken away monetization a long time ago. I make nothing. from these cigar reviews. All I make is what my supporters help me with on Patreon, which, by the way, is right here. You can go to patreon.com/Superdan and support the show that way. It would be much appreciated. There are different tier levels from $1 to, you know, $50, I think, or $100, something like that. There's a couple different levels that you can join, and Superdan would appreciate it, but I don't push it that much. That's up to you guys. I'm gonna keep making these videos. I decided as long as I'm able to do them. There was a point when I was not going to do them anymore because I am upset with YouTube and Google. I don't like the way they're treating cigar reviewers and firearm owners. On the other hand, they're the kid on the block. It's sort of like the kid that you gotta deal with, that you gotta compromise with because it's the only show in town, you know. They got Tumblr, it's not the same. Yet, so. Anyways, I'll be right back and get into a little further. Oh, I tasted a little, you know, those softeners for laundry in the washer. You smell that coming off the water? That's what it kind of tasted like. Like some people call it laundry soap. I guess you could say that, but sort of like a laundry softener. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Not in a bad way, but interesting. All right, so I'll smoke a little further. We'll come back. I'll give you my ratings, and then we'll call it a review. Superdan does a 1 to 5 cigar rating, which is 1 is terrible, 5 is outstanding. It usually lies in the middle. I rate on taste, construction, price, and an overall score. It's a good way to do it. Other reviewers do it. Lemac does it that way. Others do it that way, and I think it's good. I'm not a big fan of this 100 rating. I think it's confusing. I think it doesn't really make a difference between, you know, you don't really know what a 92 to a 94 cigar, what the difference really is. I like the 5-star rating better. That's just Superdan's opinion, and you may have another opinion, and that's okay, because in the Superdan Lounge, you have a right to your opinion, and you have a right to express it, and people have a right to disagree with you civilly and adult-like. I'll be right back. All right, so we're getting towards the end of this Torpedo Oliva Serie O cigar. I was getting some interesting taste notes towards the end, more than at the beginning when I just honestly wasn't getting much except for this buttery, creamy smoke. But at the end, I started getting like laundry soap type taste, caramel or caramel. How do you say it? Is it caramel or is it caramel? I'll just say caramel. Caramel taste, some cocoa. So it was interesting on the back end. Construction held up very well. Towards the end, the burn line got funky. I just did a little correction, that was it. It's fine now. Never went out. Still, even towards the end of the butt, it is still not having a ashy taste to it. Still has a good, smooth, buttery taste. So that's good. I could see why it got such a high rating from Cigar Aficionado. Okay, so let's just quickly go over the numbers for construction. Very good construction. Just had to touch it up a little bit on the back end with the burn line, but smoked all the way through. I'm gonna give it a 3.8 on the construction. On the price, I believe I saw this at around $10. I think it's a little high, a little bit. I mean, torpedoes are gonna be more because you gotta get the expert rollers to roll them, and it takes a little more finesse to roll these cigars, so I can't ding it that much. I would be much more comfortable paying like $7.50 for this cigar. Of course, taxes is going to vary wherever you're at. I'll give 3.5 for the price. The taste was really good. It was a pleasant taste all the way through. I really enjoyed those cocoa and caramel notes towards the end. So I'm going to give the taste 3.8 stars as well. So I'm going to give it an overall score of 3.6 on the Superdan 1 through 5 rating. Good job, Oliva. Oliva, very good for that. And I'm going to leave you with this. Take a grain of salt with everything you hear, especially when it comes to television and the media. Because remember, what is a television? It's to sell products. So they're trying to sell to you. Social media, selling to you, right? Everything's about you buying something. You need something. You gotta have something. Okay? I mean, it drives us crazy. It's one of the pet peeves I have with capitalism is that they they constantly want to sell you something. When you just kind of want to say, leave me alone. Anyways, thanks for watching this cigar review. Superdan does appreciate it. Please support the show. Superdan would appreciate that as well. We're on track. We're doing a cigar review a month. This was 5E. 5 meaning the 5th year, E meaning the 4th, A, B, C, D, the 5th cigar. January, February, March, April, May. Yep, this is the May review. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Whether you think you can or can't, you're right. Cheers. Fair winds following seas. Catch you on the next one. Freedom's never free. Bye-bye.